twilight lies gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fights. Oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallant, much to say. Stand in the parade, the U.S. of A. Oh, say, just that star-spangled banner, yeah, wave for the land of the free. In the home of the
Welcome, race fans, men and women, boys and girls, to the Domino's TYJ Racing Renegade Dirt Series Summer Nationals powered by Cross Continent Racing. Happy to have you here tonight. Thanks for joining us. In the booth tonight, I got a couple of really special guests. We have Tim and Michelle Rangers. They are watching and helping us out here tonight. How you doing tonight, Michelle?
I'm doing great, Robert. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Tim, how you doing tonight?
Doing great, Robert. Hey, thanks for having us. We really appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Michelle, if you've got it in front of you, this is the Williams Grove Raceway. Do you have the weather conditions for these drivers tonight so the fans will know what they're dealing with?
Yes, it's 78 degrees, partly cloudy, no chance of precipitation.
Awesome. This track is hopefully muddy enough to start out with. Once they get their this practice probably helped get dry out some, get a groove or two worked in. The guys are just now starting their qualifying session. Tim, why don't you give us some track facts about Williams Grove?
Williams Grove, it actually started back in 1939, believe it or not. It's been one of the top sprint tracks in the country since then, as far as sprint cars. And it's a half mile, it's bank smooth, clay oval, speeds excessive of 100 miles per hour here.
Yeah, thank you. Right now I'm watching William Roberts Jr. He's hitting 129 on the straightaways. He goes in the corner. And from what I understand, in these Sprint 360 cars on all four tracks we race, these guys basically hold it wide open all the way around, and they steer that car with the rear end and the steering wheel. It's amazing how these guys get around here. And, of course, the line you choose really determines who's the fastest based on also with their skill level. Also, Tim, I think you might happen to have the point standings in front of you. If you could go over those, take your time going through the top 10.
Yeah, I do, Robert. We've got in number 10th, Vernon Margheim is in the 10th spot right now with 183 points after these 6 races. Corey Heffron is in number 9th with 192 points. We've got Judd Danielson in the 8th position in the standings with 193 points, just one above Corey. Ray Richer with 204 points in number 7. Thomas Conhetti is 210 points in the 6th position. Number 5 of Ryan A. Hill with 213 points. Buzz Moore just one ahead of him with 214 points in number 4. Number 3, we have William Davis with 217 points. Derek Walker in second with 218 points. Very tight-knit group there. And then it looks like Scott Sanderson pulling away somewhat in the points with 248 in the number 1 position, Robert.
Thanks a lot, Tim. We have got now, we're talking to Gary Sexton. He usually helps me in the booth tonight. He's actually on the track racing tonight. Gary, give us a little bit of information about the Summer Nationals powered by Cross Continent Racing, if you don't mind.
Yeah, Robert, Cross Continent Racing took over the last 5 races of our mini dirt series for the Summer Nationals, and Cross Continent Racing is my race team here on iRacing. We're always looking for drivers to join the race team. We help each other out, getting faster and faster each week, and pretty excited down here to be racing with you guys tonight. Didn't really have a good qualifying run in the Cross Continent 360, but I think that the track is pretty slick tonight. Look for guys to be sliding up the track and having to use lots of throttle to pass guys. I love this track. It's nice tight corners. It's going to make for some good racing tonight.
Hey, I appreciate that, Gary. Good luck to you tonight. I'm not going to say you need it because you are a very talented dirt driver. I'm very happy that it worked out that you could be here tonight. So good luck, and we'll talk to you later, hopefully. Thanks, Robert. Have fun up there tonight. Thank you. Tim or Michelle, what are you seeing in the qualifying lap so far? We got about a minute left. Who is looking to you like they might be somebody you're going to have to go through to win this race?
Looks like Derek Walker is qualified first at a time of 18.571.
Yeah, a matter of fact, Tim and Michelle, Derek Walker has won 3 or 4 of these first 6 races. It is pretty amazing. He has really been the talent and the car to beat here. Buzz Moore, James Nunn, Scott Sanderson especially is definitely one of the top fastest guys in here.
Robert, I've got Derek with 4 wins so far, and also 4 wins, 4 top 5s it looks like.
Cool. Who else do you have with a win in the dirt series so far?
I got Scott Sanderson has 1 win, and Ryan A. Hill has another win. So that's the 6 that have won so far.
Yes, sir, Tim. All 3 of those guys can win any race, but as you just said, Derek has got 4 wins. It's going to be interesting to see if our good buddy there, Gary Sexton, who this will be his first race in the number 17, if he can pull off a win. And one other thing I forgot to mention to you, if you guys, either Tim or Michelle, can go through the starting grid, that would be awesome.
All right, starting grid looks like on the first row, we're going to have Derek Walker in the first position, Buzz Moore taking up the 2nd spot. In the 3rd spot, we've got James Nunn. 4th position, Scott Sanderson, who we talked about earlier. Curtis Young won the Truck Series last year in the number 5th position. William Davis is in the 6th place car. On, it looks like the 4th row, we've got Nathan Davis in the number 7th spot. Ryan A. Hill in number 8. Thomas Conhetty, it looks like, in the number 9th position. We've got Gary Sexton rounding out the top 10, rather.
Michelle, what do you see for 11th through 18th?
I have Kyle Hammer, number 11. William Roberts, number 12. Judd Danielson is number 13. Russ Coe is in position 14. Vernon Marnheim is 15. Jeremy Crandall is 16th. Rick Richer is on 17. And Ivan Garcia is 18.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Michelle and Tim. I tell you what, it is a true blessing to have you guys joining us here, a guy and lady by chance. And in case you didn't know, fans, Tim and Michelle, they share the same last name because they are a happily married couple. They are both into iRacing. They do a great job here, and we're just thankful and lucky they're part of our league. I tell you what, Tim, these guys are getting ready to come to the start-finish line here in a minute for the start of the race.
Exciting.
Yep, as soon as that, yes, sir. As soon as that truck pulls off, if you will take the start of this race.
You got it. Coming up here.
Yeah, that we are under the lights here at Williams Grove again, fans.
Very muddy track tonight.
Yeah, I tell you what, another thing we'll talk about once the race gets going here is these drivers do have many tear-offs on their helmet visors because the mud will be flying, especially if you're not leading this race, you're going to have a lot of mud on your visor. Go ahead, Tim, that looks like the truck is pulling off.
Truck's pulling off. We've got Derek Walker and Buzz Moore leading the way, and it looks like Derek with a huge jump on Buzz coming around the inside, but Buzz on the outside. Buzz is coming up in the 187 car. Derek in the 02, taking the outside line now to speed around the inside corner. Oh, this is exciting stuff. And 3 and 4 looks like a battle too back there with James Dunn and Scott Sanderson. So it's anybody's race at this point.
Yes, sir, Tim. As you can tell, some of these drivers take the inside line when they go through the corners. Other guys are definitely going to be testing the outside. Like right now, Buzz Moore is on the extreme outside lane. He's trying to get the best run off to get make up any ground on that Derek Walker who's leading the race. But that's going to be the challenge all night long in this first B-Main, fans, which I forgot to mention. This is a 25-lap race. It will go by fast, and Derek Walker has been applied to the field. Buzz Moore is trying everything he can do. We got side-by-side behind him. Looks like Curtis Young is putting on a slide job, or that's William Davis. Excuse me, Curtis Young trying to get around William Davis. He's right beside him, going down the back stretch, and right behind him, we've got, not the pace car, we got Nathan Davis. We got 2 Davises in here. We got some contact there, but we're staying green. Tim, what are you seeing up front?
I'm seeing up front, we've still got Derek Walker in the lead. It doesn't look like Buzz is gaining much ground on that outside line at this point yellow is out. Let's see what happened there.
Yes, fans, give us just a couple of minutes.
3 was involved in it. I think he slowed down a little bit. I'm not sure if he was slowing down for the caution or if he was involved. That is Jeremy Crandall.
Yes, we'll get this replay pulled up, fans. It definitely looks like Jeremy's getting into the corner. He's taking that outside groove, and he just gets into the wall. Looks like he cuts a little bit too high. The back end hits the wall, comes around, and he comes to a stop. Well, 1 or 2 guys barely made contact with him, but that coming to a stop there on the high side definitely brought out the caution. Looks like he doesn't have too much damage. He is still rolling. So the good news is, fans, did you know this, Tim and Michelle? These dirt cars, they do not come down pit road. They are filled up with fuel. They got plenty to run these 25 laps, but it gives everybody who's following Derek Walker a chance to get around and get a better restart. These caution laps go by real fast, and we do have single file restarts here, fans, and Tim and Michelle. So this is going to be exciting. It's going to be who can time the restart without passing the leader to get as good a start as he can. Looks like Buzz Moore is still going to be in second starting. How do they look like they're lining up behind Buzz Moore for this restart, Tim?
But let me take a look here. We've got Scott Sanderson has fallen way back into the 13th position. Don't know what quite happened there, but Derek Walker is leading the way. We've got Buzz Moore right behind him in the 187 car. James Nunn has moved up into the 3rd position in car number 75. And the 11 car of William Davis rounding out the top 4, and in 5th position Curtis Young bringing it right up there. I mean, we know what an excellent driver he is on a slick track like this. He's really proven his skills. Nathan Davis in the 6th position, Ryan A. Hill in number 7. Got Gary Sexton in the 8th position, Thomas Conhetti in number 9, and Kyle Cammers up to the 10th position, round out the top 10 right now.
Thanks a lot there, Tim. Yeah, these drivers, like I said, they get a second shot here. We do have some drivers moved up. William Davis has moved up 2 positions. Looks like the truck is in. I'll let you take the replay or the start.
All right, here we go, race fans. Restarts are always exciting. This one's going to be no different. Buzz Moore is pulling out ahead. Got a huge jump. Looks like the 11 car is trying to get up to 3rd position here. Around the 75 of James Nunn. 19 right on the tail there. 19 is trying to take the inside. Looks like he got a little loose, lost the position there. That 19 car, Curtis Young, he dropped to 6th. Ryan Hill snuck in front of him. William Davis has moved up to 4th position. James Nunn now still in 3rd. Buzz Moore still in 2nd, and the yellow comes out again, Robert.
Thank you, Tim. I tell you what, that's the closest we've seen drivers be to the leader, Derek Walker, in a while. So this is exciting as far as the track conditions and the way these drivers are driving it. Looks like it's the 33 of Werner Margheim was involved in that caution. As we get that replay pulled up, it looks like he just had some issues. He comes up off the corner. He just gets into the wall, rides the fence there a little bit coming down. It kind of gives him some damage, and it does bring the caution out. So this will give all these drivers one more chance to stack up the field and get another restart. And I tell you what, Tim, I tell you what, Michelle, as Vernon has pulled his car behind the wall, probably too much damage to continue. This is really going to lead to a really exciting restart, in my opinion. And I think Buzz Moore is going to have something for Derek Walker. William Davis is going to have something to say before this race is over.
Curtis Young into 4th position too, and we know how tough of a driver Vernon Margheim is. So him to be out of this, or at least for now, it's changing the field here.
Yeah, I tell you what, like I said, Buzz Moore, William Davis looks like he's going to restart in 3rd, Curtis Young in 4th, James Nunn in 5th, Ryan A. Hill in 6th, Nathan Davis is another talented driver in 7th, Tom Conhitty in 8th, Scott Sanderson in 9th. Surprisingly, he's usually a little further up in the field, but I'm sure he's going to make a move here. I'll let you take that restart again. William Roberts will be rounding out the top 10 on this restart.
Yeah, I was going to say, Robert, who are we kidding? All these are talented drivers. Look at the names in this field. It's amazing.
Yes, sir. I tell you what, and these guys are talking about the groove. They're going to have to make a groove if they want to get past the leader here.
Looks like the track is just getting wetter and wetter on that turn. What is that? Turn 3 there.
Yeah, exactly. Some corners of the track are more muddy than other corners. Some have dried out, and obviously that low lane, I think, is given away. I'll go ahead and let you take the restart here.
All right, here we go.
Green flag, green flag.
Looks like it. Derek Walker pulling away again on the restart.
Yeah, he got a great launch there. Right behind him, Buzz Moore, William Davis. He's getting a little bit of tap.
Hit the wall, tap the wall. Got a wall tap.
Yeah, I think that was James Nunn got into the back of William Davis.
Number 11 cars.
Yep, the number 11 of William Davis.
Yeah. Now he's dropped. Now he's actually dropped down. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he got tagged a little bit by James Nunn in that number 75. Ryan Hill has passed a couple cars. He's up to 4th right now. We're on lap 15, coming to 16. Curtis Young is in 3rd. He's moved his way up to 3rd, but he's got a mirror full of Ryan A. Hill. Behind him, we got Scott Sanders, who's moved his way up to 6th.
Scott Sanders just got up to 5th, got ahead of Nathan Davis right before the caution, I do believe.
Yeah, the caution is out again, fans. Give us just a couple more minutes to pull up exactly what happened. Looks like the 85 favorite driver of Judd Danielson ended up on his side. We'll try to see exactly what happened to Judd. Looks like as he's coming into that corner, he's got a good line, and he just slides right up. Actually, it looks like the car right in front of him, William Roberts, lost his momentum somehow, and Judd just barely got into him.
Yeah, it's William Roberts Jr. in the number 12 machine there.
Yeah, and also Kyle Cameron actually in the number 88 got into William Roberts and put him right across the path of Judd. Judd hit him, spun them both. Yeah, that's tough racing look on this dirt track. That's going to happen. So, Michelle, do you see anybody who's going to have anything for the leader here, Derek Walker?
I think Buzz Moore is going to give him a good run. Curtis Young as well has moved up a few positions on that last short run we had.
Yeah, I tell you what, that's what these guys are going to have to do. Coming to the restart here, they're going to have about 5 or 6 laps to get it done. And like I said before, timing this restart is key and crucial. Obviously, I would not be able to do it myself. But I'm wishing you guys... Go ahead, Tim.
If this B race is going to be this exciting, I mean, I can't wait for the A main. This is just, so far, this has been an exciting race. Crashes make for fun racing, not for the drivers, but for the fans. So hopefully hopefully not they will keep crashing, but hopefully that they keep the intensity up in the A main.
Yes, sir. I tell you what, that's exactly what we're hoping for. And this restart, I'm gonna let you take it as well.
All right, we've got Derek Walker still in the top spot, Buzz Moore right behind him, and Curtis Young. So here we go.
Pace truck is off. It's all based on Derek Walker.
He's getting ready to go. He's going. He's got a huge jump. He knows right when to take that jump.
Yeah, I tell you what, Buzz had a pretty good restart himself. In third position, Curtis Young also had a good restart. Go ahead, Tim.
Looks like that 55 of Ryan Hill is right on the tail of
Curtis Young.
Yeah, absolutely. And the number 11 of William Davis trying to take the inside route to get around, and he does. Oh, he clips him. Number 75 car. He got around the 75 of James Dunn, and then got clipped by James, keeping the momentum up, and fell back to the 8th position. Derek Walker still in the front.
Yes, sir, and Buzz is making a little bit of headway. It looks like now fans and Michelle and Tim, all of these drivers are up to the high side of this racetrack. It looks like that low groove is not coming in much at all. We see one driver, Nathan Davis. He is trying to get some traction down there. He didn't get that great of a bite.
All right, man, caution is out. Caution is out.
And the yellow comes out again. Ryan A. Hill made it all the way up to the 4th spot. He qualified 8th.
Yeah, it looks like if we bring that replay up, fans, the 420 of Russ Coe had a little bit of issue. Looks like he was on the high side. He just ran out of talent or ran out of traction. Looks like as he's coming down the back stretch, front stretch, excuse me. He gets right up into, yep, exactly. He just clips the 17, I think.
Might have hit under his windshield, actually, it looks like.
Yes, sir, and that's going to put our second driver behind the wall of Russ Coe.
On his helmet, rather. I think he's wiping it off right now.
Yeah, I tell you what, he's going to have to get some work done on that machine if he wants to have any kind of a better showing in the A-main, fans. And that's what you want to stick around for. We got just a couple laps here. I think this one might finish under caution.
Finishes under caution. I mean, Derek Walker and Buzz Moore were at it all night. Curtis Young is going to be in a miserable mess after this. I mean, it's not the A-main, but he's not going to be happy with his performance moving up all the way from 5th to 3rd like he did and not having a chance to compete for that win.
Yes, sir, Tim and Michelle. In the A-main, we're likely to see a lot more green flag racing. The track conditions will be a little different as well. And fans, this will be an opportunity for you to listen to these interviews. We're going to interview the top 3 finishers as they get ready to come across the start-finish line for the finish of this race. It does look like this will end the race. And Michelle, if you don't mind going over the finishing order, then I will get these guys ready for the interview.
All right, Robert, we have Derek Walker in our first position. We have Buzz Moore, who came in 2nd, and Curtis Young was in 3rd.
Yeah, the only thing that would change, this is on the white lap, so they've got another half lap. If somebody runs out of fuel or has a mechanical breakdown, this finishing order is going to be the race results as well.
Yeah, I'm not sure if there's as many laps have been run to run out of fuel, though. I think those tanks are pretty stuck to the rim.
Yes, sir, Tim. If you'll go through 4th through 18th.
We have Ryan A. Hill in the 4th position in this B final. Scott Sanderson coming in 5th in his 193 machine. 36 car of Nathan Davis in the 6th position. In number 7th, we had James Nunn. William Davis in his 11 car finishes in 8th, 2 spots down from where he qualified, unfortunately. And Thomas Conheady. We had Thomas Conheady actually in the number 7 car finishes in 9th. Ray Richer rounding out the top 10, Robert.
Yeah, thank you so much, Tim.
You're welcome.
Yes, sir. Now I'm going to bring up our 3rd place finisher, Curtis Young. If you want to give him a real quick interview.
Curtis, you started in, this is Tim Rangers in the booth with Robert tonight with Michelle. How was the race? How did you feel? Did you feel like you had a chance to compete? Too many cautions? What went on out there? You did go from a 5th qualifying position all the way up to 3rd. Thought you had a chance, just kind of ran out of laps.
Yeah, the track was slick, so you pretty much had to run at the wall. It was, if you let somebody get to your outside, you could easily get freight trained if they had a line behind them. So it was really just trying to stay up at the wall as much as you could, and yeah, I guess just seeing how the track's gonna be for the A main here. I guess yeah, I don't know if I had anything for those two guys in front of me.
Yeah, that's what we saw. We saw
seemed-
a lot of dirt flying tonight. It actually splattered all over the booth at one point this evening.
Yeah, 10-4. Yeah, I'm not sure if I had anything for Buzz or Derek, but I guess we'll see if we have anything for him in the A main.
Well, thank you, Curtis. We do appreciate it. Good luck in the A main, and we'll probably be talking to you then if you move up like you did in the B.
All right, thanks, Tim. Have a good.
You're very welcome.
Have
sir.
fun up there.
Yeah, thank you, Curtis. Thank you, Tim. Now we're going to bring in our second place finisher, Michelle. You feel like interviewing Buzz Moore real quick?
Absolutely. Hey Buzz, it's Michelle here with you. How was the race tonight? How was the track?
Track was actually real fun to race tonight. Real slick. Track position was pretty much really important tonight. I think qualifying up front for the A main is going to be very important. It seems to be kind of hard to get up to the field, but I mean, it seems like if we can get a long run going, the top seems to come in a little better and better. So hopefully, we might be able to see a little bit of that in the A main later on.
You had a couple good restarts there and gave Derek some run for his money there for a bit. Good job.
I think he still seemed to get me about 3 out of every 4 of them, so I got a little bit to learn on that, but I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Michelle. Thank you there, Buzz. Good luck in the next one. And now, real quick, we're going to talk to Derek Walker. Derek, congratulations on that quick win. We've only got about 15, 20 seconds here. We're going to get ready for the next session. Congratulations. Are you looking forward to the next race?
Hey, Robert, thank you. Yeah, I am. I don't know what the track state's going to be like, but if it's anything like this, it should be a lot of fun.
Hey, I appreciate it. We'll see you in the next side.
Sounds good.
All right, fans, you've got just a couple minutes. We're going to take a real quick break here. Get your next Diet Mountain Dew, Diet Coke, sweet tea, adult beverage, and another bag of popcorn, another glass of milk for the baby. If the baby's still awake, we'll be back in a couple of minutes to go over the A main. You do not want to miss it. Fans, will be right back.
Commissec sitting there and on the radio.
Offering the big basement remodels now, expanding the services at B&J Services.
Welcome back, race fans, to the Domino's TYJ Racing Dirt Renegade Series Summer Nationals, powered by Cross Continent Racing. Thanks for sticking around, fans. Now we're in the A main qualifying session. This race is going to be much more exciting than the first one, and it's 40 laps instead of 25, and the track conditions are a lot different here for this one. We've also got helping us out in the booth now, Joe Johnson, who's a very talented asphalt racer, as well as a great painter. He owns iWraps, and we're going to have him interview.
Gosh, he's one of the greatest painters on the planet. More the merrier is what I say.
Yes, sir. He's done a couple of vehicles for me, and quite a few vehicles for the guys in our series, as well as many other drivers in our racing in general. Michelle, what are you looking for in this second race? It looks like we've got a different fast driver here in qualifying. Who do you see at the top of the board, Michelle?
Tonight, our fast driver tonight is Nathan Davis with a time of 18.069.
Yeah, that's pretty fast. These track conditions are a little bit different than the first track setup. Joe, tell us a little bit about how these track conditions change, even in between the B main and the A mains.
Well, you know, Robert, once these guys really get after it, that dirt starts getting packed down, and for the fans watching this at home, you know, you see that nice slick look. Well, I'll tell you what, those drivers hate it, Robert. They want to be up on the outside of that wall, right against that cushion, because that's where these cars are going to handle best. So we're going to be having to watch and see how these guys adjust their driving line and driving styles to accommodate for it.
Yeah, and fans, I did forget to mention in the B main to stay tuned for the A main, because this is where you get to make your picks for that free pizza giveaway. Our good friend Michelle has got all the details of how to get your pick in for the free pizza giveaway. Michelle, just take a minute and go over exactly how the fans can do that.
Yes, the first fan who picks the winner of tonight's race before lap 20 will win a large 3-topping pizza from Domino's, carry out only. Text your picks to 919-883-7497.
Thank you, Michelle. You can also, if you're watching on your device, in the live chat section, say, I picked this driver to win. And fans, you have to have your pick in before lap 20, which is halfway through this race tonight. And I think we're going to talk to one of our favorite drivers real quick. Let Joe get a word in with our good friend Ray Richard. Give me just a second here. Hold on just a second, Joe. I know you've got a couple quick questions for him. I think he's pretty much finished up his qualifying laps. Go ahead, Joe.
Oh, well, if it's not my partner in crime, Ray Richard. Ray, you know, I'm up here in the booth tonight, and I get to watch you get down there and get after it. Right now, it looks like you're going to roll off 13th with a time of 18.4. Tell me a little bit about that track down there, Ray.
What's not to say about this track, guys? It is extremely slick tonight. They did a great job redoing it between the B main and A main qualifying, but it still seems to be a lot of slick down there in the bottom 1 and 2. Basically the grooves, not the turns. By any means, 1, 2, 3, and 4 were all slick. The wall coming out of turn 4 and turn 2 is right close to biting me almost every single time. I mean, you get into the throttle and you get away from the wall, and the minute you do that, you kind of break momentum because your end's trying to pick back up, and it's just it's tough. It's definitely tough, but it'll make for some good racing. I mean, it's a lot of fun.
Talk to me about the multiple grooves there for a minute, Ray. Is there more than one groove? Are you guys kind of all in the line where you've got to race a certain area, or is there multiple grooves out there?
I'd like to say there's more than 3 grooves. Right now, I'd almost have to say 2. See, if you stick it on the bottom, it gets so slick after time because it all dusts up. And we get into the second and third groove, it'll start widening out to the outside of the track. You'll see a lot of guys go to the second groove right midway through the race. And I think there's going to be a lot of guys getting up to that berm because that's going to be the only fresh grip you're going to have. But I mean, during the last race, it got so wide that everybody got to the outside. They were almost touching the wall, and that's the way I followed it. At least is what I saw in front of me. And, of course, trying to straighten the car coming back up off the corner is a big thing, especially if you got a guy on the inside of you, it taps them and obviously kind of ruins their night. So you got to be careful of that, too.
Well, Ray, we wish you luck down there, and hopefully I'll be able to talk to you from Victory Lane tonight, man. Good luck again.
Going to be tough, but we'll get at it. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Ray. Go ahead, Joe, and Michelle and Tim. What else are you expecting for the beginning of this race?
You know, Robert, I just noticed the top 15, only a half a second separates the qualifying in the top 15. This is going to be a good dirt race. Slinging mud down there for sure.
All right, Michelle, if you want to go over as these guys get ready to start this A main, which is definitely going to be exciting. Michelle, if you want to go over the first 5 as far as how they're gridding.
Absolutely. We got Nathan Davis in the first, Derek Walker in second, Ryan Hill third, Buzz Moore fourth, and Curtis Young in fifth.
And Tim, how about going through the next 5?
We got James Dunn in the 75 car, starting in the 6th position. 7th position, Gary Sexton in the 17th. Scott Sanderson in the 193, starting in 8th. Thomas Conhetti starting in 9th in the number 7. And Jeremy Crandall rounding out the top 10 in the 73.
Rounding out the rest of the field, we'll have Judd Danielson 11th, William Roberts Jr. in 12th, my good friend Ray Richard in 13th, William Davis in 14th, Kyle Kammer 15th, Rusco 16th, Ivan Garcia 17th, and Vernon Marheim will start shotgun on the field back in 18th. I tell you what, guys, I'm excited. This is going to be a great race to watch, and I hope the fans at home are ready.
I appreciate that, Joe. Appreciate that, Tim and Michelle. I tell you what, Tim, I'm going to let you take the start of this race again.
All right, Nathan Davis starting this one in the number 1 spot, and number 2 of Derek Walker, hot on his tails, pulling a few wheelies there right before the pace cars exiting. So this should be an interesting start. We know Derek Walker in the number 2 car with his excellent starts in the B session. He's running that Twitch car there. Beautiful paint jobs on these sprint cars tonight. So this is going to be a good race, different track conditions. Looking forward to this start. Lots of cars.
Yeah, I tell you what, Joe and Tim and Michelle, looks like Nathan has chosen the inside lane. Go ahead, Tim, with that start.
Looks like a 36 of Nathan Davis is off. Derek Walker taking the outside, and Nathan pulls right in front of Derek. Derek is trying to get him on the inside line and loses just a little bit of ground there on Nathan.
Go ahead, Joe.
Nathan Davis looks like he's going to work that high side right up against the cushion. They're going to come back down. Derek Walker right there behind him in tow. They all both work the low line. Looks like we got a caution, Robert.
Caution already.
Yes, sir. Fans, we'll pull up this replay real quick. We'll see exactly what happened here. Looks like Vernon Margon maybe in the 33. Call camera as well. Give us just a second. Actually, it looks like going in the... Yeah, it looks like... go ahead.
Unfortunate if it's Vernon, because Vernon did crash out in the B, so it'd be unfortunate for that to happen twice for him.
Yeah, actually, it looks like
18th position.
Yeah, it looks like Will Davis in the 11. He just gets a little too high, gets into the fence on the outside, gets up on his inside. A couple of the cars were taken out in that. What else did you see, Joe?
Robert, I was too busy watching the front guys to really have a bird's eye view of that one. I just hate to see Will Davis get caught up in it. He's a competitive guy. You know, he's across the series. He's always right there up to the front. Hopefully he'll be able to bounce back next week. I'm not sure if that car is going to be able to continue.
Yeah, he definitely got some serious damage. Call Camera might have had a little bit of damage. Roy Richard might have had a little bit of damage as well. Not much at all. These sprint cars are pretty tough vehicles, and it does give all these drivers another chance to get another restart and see if they can get around the 2 leaders, which, Michelle, how are they going to restart here, 1st through 5th?
We have Nathan Davis in the first. Derek Walker is in position 2. Ryan Hill is 3rd. Buzz Moore is 4th. And Curtis Young is in the 5th position.
Yeah, I tell you what, Joe, if you want to take this restart, once they get ready to restart, they do restart on these races, fans in the dirt, single file only, and make sure you get your pick in. You got about 15 laps to get your pick in to 919-883-7497 or text in the live chat. And it looks like under the lights here at Williams Grove Raceway, you are watching the Summer Nationals powered by Cross Continent Racing, fans. I know that Derek Walker and Nathan Davis are teammates, so they're going to probably work together to try to stay in the front of this pack. But I can guarantee you one thing, they are both going to be trying to get the win. Go ahead, Joe, with this restart.
Well, Robert, the lights are off atop the truck here, not the pace car. You know, the Chevy Silverado brings them back to green here. Nathan Davis is going to bring them back down to green. Looks like they're after it again. In tow, his teammate, Derek Walker, as they begin to pull away from the field.
What are you seeing, Tim?
The 19 just passes Curtis Young, trying to stay right ahead of Scott Sanderson in the number 6 car right now. I'm watching the 4th and 5th positions. Buzz Moore, kind of a hefty lead on Curtis Young right now, but Scott Sanderson hot on Curtis's tails, Robert.
Yes, sir. And up front, looks like Nathan Davis and Derek Walker got into each other. That's going to open the doors for the 55. 3 wide, Ryan A. Hill. This is very exciting, Joe. What are you seeing?
Carnage up front and chaos. The guy that I was watching, Robert, for the last couple rounds is Curtis Young. I think he's got a good car. It just doesn't seem like he can get it to rotate right through the bottom of 1 and 2. It'll be interesting to see if he starts to adjust that line. Maybe tries to pick up some speed here coming off the corners.
I tell you what, we got them 3 wide going out to the start-finish line as they go in turn number 1. Yes, sir, the 55 of Ryan Hill's making a mark on the inside there. Yeah, the 1st through 6 drivers here, you can almost throw a blanket over them, Tim and Michelle and Joe. This is exciting.
Absolutely right, Walker. Derek Walker, Ryan Hill, Nathan Davis, Buzz Moore, and Curtis Young really getting it after here. And like you said, Robert, all so close together without wrecking is what's really impressing me right now.
That 187 car, Buzz Moore, just staying ahead of Curtis Young, it looks like. And then the 193 of Scott Sanderson trying to take him on the outside. Doesn't quite have enough speed to get it, or just lost a little bit of that slick mud to stay ahead.
Yeah, it looks like Curtis Young is still in that 5th position. Scott Sanderson is heating him up for the 5th position. They're both trying to get around. In front of them looks like Buzz Moore in that 187. And in front of them, Nathan Davis has lost a little bit of ground to the 55 of Ryan A. Hill. And Ryan A. Hill's putting all kind of pressure on our leader, Derek Walker. This is exciting to see because Derek hasn't had as much competition as these drivers want to give him. And this could be the race that all changes. What do you see, Joe?
I'm back here watching Ryan Hill again. It looks like he's starting to lose just a little bit of ground to Derek Walker. You know, Derek Walker seems to be the guy to beat week in and week out. And right now, it's starting to look like that again, Robert. I'm not sure if anybody's got anything for him, but back behind him, I tell you what, we've got some good racing right now between Buzz Moore, Curtis Young, and Nathan Davis. These guys are really close. We love seeing that mud get slung, get them sideways. This is why we come to Domino's TYJ to see this kind of racing.
Yeah, I tell you what, Scott Sanderson is putting on the show. He is still trying to get around that number 94 of Curtis Young. And don't look now, Gary Sexton, that number 17, he's in 7th position. He is making a run at the top 5.
Walker just hit a wall. Derek Walker just hit a wall. He was pulled almost a second and a half in front of Ryan Hill and clipped the wall. I was looking for that because he was keeping the turn so tight, and he just clipped the wall just a little bit. Hasn't lost that much time yet, Robert. Looks like he lost about a second on that clipped wall, but he's back. I hope there's no damage on that left front end.
Yeah, it looks like he lost about a half a second. You're absolutely right. We'll have to come to the line again to check the intervals here and see if he's able to stretch that back out, or if indeed that damage may cost him here in the long run.
Again, fans, you've got 2 more laps to get your pick in, 919-883-7497 for that large, free 3-topping Domino's pizza. This is some exciting racing. Ryan Hill is trying to make as much ground up on the leader as he can. Behind him, we got Nathan Davis trying to close the gap. And on the extreme outside, Buzz Moore is still trying to make up some more ground. Back in 5th, that Curtis Young and Scott Sanderson battle is still going on. It looks like they have not been able to switch positions. Gary Sexton in 7th. He has definitely gained a lot of positions. James Nunn, that number 75, up to 8th. Jeremy Crandall, he's doing really good. I think he had an issue at the beginning of this race. He is up to 9th. And in 10th, we have Tom Conheady. Right behind him, Judd Danielson is all over Tom, trying to get around him there for that 10th and 11th positions.
Well, the battle I was just watching, Ryan Hill and Nathan Davis, for the moment, has kind of been put to the side. Nathan Davis gets up into the wall just a little bit. That's going to cool the pressure on Ryan Hill. Now he can focus on the leader and see if he can't catch Derek Walker here as he continues to lose time down the front straightaway.
And that allows the 187 of Buzz Moore. He's all over the back bumper of Nathan Davis. He's getting a great run off that corner, but he's almost side by side. I tell you what, it wouldn't surprise me at all if the 187 of Buzz Moore. Now he's looking to the outside. I tell you what, it's all about which line you take. And it looks like 187. Oh, he's right beside Nathan Davis there going down the front stretch. He's not able to clear him yet, but he's got one more corner to try to get that pass completed. It is not easy to do.
That number 7 car just passed the 73 of Jeremy Crandall. I know this is back in the 9th and 10th positions, but there's a battle going on back there with Thomas Conheady in that 7 car, and Judd Danielson seemed to take advantage of it, and looks like Thomas Conheady just hit the wall.
Yeah, he got a little bit of contact, it looks like, but he's able to keep it straight. That's some great piece of driving there by Thomas Conheady. And that number 7, he's back in 11th position. Hopefully he can get going back forward to get the top 10 out of this one.
To hold that car together going 110 miles per hour, Robert, is amazing driving from Thomas, number 7 car.
Yes, sir. Up front, it still looks like Derek Walker has got this race in hand. But we are just past the halfway point, fans. I hope you got your picks in. Michelle, who's looking fast to you?
Well, we have Derek out front with quite a lead. But Ryan Hill is working his way up, so we'll see. Nathan Davis is also, trying to get in there. So we'll see whose race it is.
Yeah, we love these green flag racing laps. One thing that would change everything would be a caution. We might get one, we might not get one. It all depends on how these guys are doing. They're doing a great job, Joe. Who's impressing you the most so far?
Right now, Robert, the battle I'm watching is between the 193 of Scott Sanderson and the 19 of Curtis Young. If you put a mirror between them, I'm not sure that'd really help out because they're nose to tail and they seem to be doing everything that the other does. Curtis Young seems to be working that low line off of 1 and 2 while Scott Sanderson's working the high line, then vice versa on the backside. Once we get to 3 and 4, they alternate lines. Looks like Curtis Young is going to be side by side and maintains that lead over the 193 of Scott Sanderson.
Yes, they've been battling for about the last 15 laps, I think, almost side by side. Go ahead.
Just passed up Gary Sexton in the number 17 car for the 7th position. So this battle continues, and now the yellow comes out, Robert.
Yes, fans, we do have a caution. Like I said, that's going to change everything. We got plenty of laps here when we get the restart. Give us just a second to find out exactly who was involved in that one. And we'll get the replay pulled up real quick, fans.
Robert, I think that's going to be the 88 car of Kyle Cameron. Looks like he might have gotten into the wall there on his own doing.
Yeah, I'm also looking at, it looks like you're absolutely right.
Looks like Ivan and Kyle have gone a lap down.
Yeah, it looks like Kyle Cameron, that number 88, just got a little bit too high, trying to gain ground, got up into the wall, kind of rode the fence a little bit. And that kind of messed up his suspension. He gets up on the wall, up on his side in the middle of the raceway, and that definitely brought the caution out.
Well, Robert, we've only got, looks like 10 10 laps now, and once they come back from caution, we may have 6 or 7. I look for a crazy restart here, and a lot of these guys are going to be getting after it, and hopefully we'll be able to get the finish under the checkered flag.
Hey, Joe, what do you think? As fast as Derek's restarts have been, do you think Ryan A. Hill has any chance to get Derek on this restart?
I'm not sure anything. I'm not sure if anybody has anything for Derek Walker. He's definitely been the car to beat throughout the season, and there's a reason why. And I'm not sure anybody's going to be able to stay with him on the restart. Maybe if you time the jump, you might be able to stay on the inside, but I sure wouldn't bet against him.
All 4 of Derek's top 10s have been wins.
Yeah, it's a crazy stat, huh?
It's a crazy stat when you've been in five races. You've got 5 poles, and you've got 4 wins, and out of those, that's some crazy stats. That's car. He knows how to tune that car up.
Yeah, absolutely right. And I tell you what, that puts a lot of pressure on the rest of the field. You know, no matter where you line up next to him, that those stats are already replayed in your mind. This is the guy to beat week in and week out. So he's almost got an emotional advantage, or a psychological advantage,
Absolutely.
if you will, before these guys ever even get back to racing.
Absolutely. If I was behind him trying to, gain on him, I think I might make a mistake on my own.
Go ahead, Tim, and take this restart.
I'm a little bit worried about it. Let's go, Joe. Let's take this together. And he got the restart again. Number 2, Derek Walker taking the outside line and then fast inside. Looked like Ryan A. Hill might have had something for him. And the 36 car of Nathan Davis trying to get to the outside line to give Ryan Hill a run for his money and just doesn't quite get it. Seems like Nathan Davis is catching him on the inside line on the corners and then drops back once he gets that outside.
Ryan Hill, I tell you what, he had something right there for Derek Walker for just a minute. He's real strong on the entry to 3 and 4. He puts it right there on the bottom. He's going to do it again. Let's see if he can get up alongside him this time as they come down the front.
Yeah, I'm seeing a battle back here between Curtis Young and Scott Sanderson. Sorry about that. Looks like the Curtis gets in.
Caution is out. Caution is out.
Looks like Curtis and Buzz got into each other on that turn. That's so unfortunate. What a battle going on there.
Yeah, Curtis was just a little bit low. I'm not sure if he knew Buzz was to his outside, and Curtis came up into him and unfortunately spun Buzz out. So hopefully we'll be able to reset the field and get this thing back under green before we finish the race.
Yeah, it looks to me like the 187 got into that corner, lost his momentum, and was just going a lot slower, and Curtis was taking the lower line into that corner with speed, running about 96 miles an hour. It looks exactly like the 187, of Buzz Moore was only doing 69, so that closing rate was just too much for Curtis to overcome. But I am sure we're going to get a restart here. And that's going to make it real exciting, about a 3 or 4 lap shootout here for the end of this race.
I'm trying to hold on to my seat right now. I feel like I'm in a race car.
That's exactly what we're trying to bring to the fans and to you guys up here in the booth with me. This is some kind of different racing. And real quick, I did want to mention, this is race number 7 of a 10-race mini-series. We'll be crowning a champion of this mini-series here in about 3 more races. And I'm not sure if Derek Walker's got the points lead. He does have those wins, but this dirt series is strictly by points in your standings. He might gain the points lead after tonight, but he's definitely got some work to get to the front to win the championship. And then we're going to have another 10-race mini-series fans in a completely different dirt vehicle. Could be the super late model, car with fenders on it, which is going to be completely different than this, but it's going to be at the same 4 tracks. Very exciting for another 10-race mini-series. So, what do you got? Go ahead, Joe.
I'm listening to some in-race communication right now, Robert. You know, I really enjoy these Domino TYJ drivers. Curtis Young making sure that those guys knew that he didn't mean to get into the Buzz Moore there, and Buzz Moore, you know, he definitely reiterated back. He completely understood. Just shows you the competition between these guys as far as a respect level as well. Each one of these drivers knows the other driver each and every week, week in, week out. They race against the same faces, so it's always good to see that competition.
Green flag.
Yes, sir. The green is back out. Looks like Derek Walker.
That 36 car got way outside of Nathan Davis. And like always, tight on the 193 of Scott Sanderson. Scott Sanderson with a win on the season already. Qualified 8th, is pulled up to 4th and trying to get 3rd, but doesn't quite make it past Nathan Davis for 3rd.
Yeah, Scott Sanderson. Go ahead.
looks like we got 2 to go here, boys. We talked about it earlier. I'm not sure anybody's got anything for Derek Walker. Ryan Hill's digging, but he's got some competition back there between Nathan Davis and Scott Sanderson, and up front that Derek Walker car is doing what it does every week. It's pulling away, Robert.
Yes, sir. I tell you what, Derek has definitely got something for these guys. We've got different track conditions. Scott Sanderson's trying to take that extreme high line to get a great run off to overtake Nathan Davis here on this live lap. We'll see if he's able to get around him. And it looks like Ryan A. Hill is making up some ground on the leader. He's close with. Go ahead.
Derek Walker is a dirt alien with his speed, and his restarts are amazing.
Yeah, I tell you what, he's got those down pat, and it does look like Ryan A. Hill got almost to him, about 3 or 4 car lengths back, but he could not close the deal as Derek Walker comes across the start-finish line for his 5th win. I tell you what, fans, that was exciting. If you guys will go through the finishing results, you can take, about 6 at a time, 6 times 3 is 18 drivers. I will get these guys ready for a replay. Any of you can start, doesn't matter, Joe, Michelle, or Tim.
Well, up front, surprise, surprise, Derek Walker's going to bring that 02 car home in first. Ryan Hill in the 55 comes home second. Nathan Davis in third. Scott Sanderson in fourth. The 75 of James Nunn's going to round out the top 5. My good buddy Judd Danielson brings it home in sixth in that 85 car.
Thomas Cohenny was in 7th. We have William Robert in 8th. Jeremy Crandall in 9th, Ray Richer in 10th, Gary Sexton in 11th, and Vernon Markheim in 12th.
And Buzz Moore in the 187 car in 13th spot, William Davis in the 11 car in the 14th, Russ Coe in the 420 and 15th, Ivan Garcia just 1 lap down in the 16th position in the 72 car. Curtis Young, unfortunately, finishes in 17th in the 19 car due to that unfortunate earlier accident. Kyle Kammer in the 88 car, rounding out the field in the 18th position.
Appreciate that, guys. And Michelle, you get one more crack here. You did an excellent job before. I'm going to let you interview our 3rd place finisher, Nathan Davis. Take it away, Michelle.
Hi, Nathan. It's Michelle up here in the booth. How was the race tonight? It looks like you moved up quite a few positions tonight.
It was good. Track was really slick out there, just trying to find grip, searching around, trying to hold on that bottom line where there was still some down there. It's just throttle's a little touchy when you hit the slick. You just got loose and do what you got to do.
Well, good job. Thank you.
Yeah, who would you like to thank there for this 3rd place finish?
Southern Indiana Lawn Care for coming on board, sponsorship for the season. You guys for putting on the broadcast, the league, Domino's. It's a good league. A lot of guys in here competitive. Usually a bigger field than what it is tonight. I haven't been able to catch all the races, but usually a decent sized field in here. Other than that, I just want to tell my teammate Derek Walker up there, good win on that. Well earned, well deserved. So good job on it.
Hey, thanks a lot, Nathan. We'll definitely see you next Sunday night, and have a great week.
Thanks, bud.
All right, now, Tim, if you would like to interview our 2nd place finisher, Ryan Hill.
Ryan. Hey, Ryan, this is Tim up in the booth. How are you tonight? 2nd place finish, not too shabby. Derek just had a lot of speed tonight on those restarts. What do you think?
I thought I was better on the restarts. I could keep up with him for about a lap or 2, but after that, I couldn't keep up with him.
So who would you like to thank for its 2nd place finish tonight?
Well, I'd like to thank everybody at DBR because we consistently pump out 2nd place finishes like no tomorrow. Like Robert has always said, I'm probably the number 1 most 2nd place. I'm the number 1 first loser in the whole league, so we can go with that. Anyway, I'd like to thank all you guys for the broadcast you did tonight. Of course, Robert himself for doing the leagues and everything. Michael D'Amico for the broadcasting.
Yeah, Robert is excellent. I really thank him for bringing us up in the booth tonight, and Michael D'Amico with his camera angles and just the things that he does out on the tracker. He's kind of the unspoken giant here on the track, so I really appreciate you, Ryan, bringing some mention to that and everything that they do week after week to bring all these series to life.
Yeah, I mean, you have somebody like me who races in 2 of the series, and Michael's the one that always makes the camera work happen. You have Robert up there makes the whole thing happen. I guess you could say him and Domino's.
Yeah, appreciate that, Ryan. And I tell you what, if your string of second place finishes continues, we're going to put in a new rule for 2018 for you and all the fans. Once you get to 10 second place finishes, we're going to give you first place points after your 10th second place finish for 2018. Maybe not. We'll see.
I think I would have locked to pass that. Might as well just give me the championship.
Yes, sir. I tell you what, thanks, Ryan. You're always fun to talk to here in the interviews, and you have a great week. We'll talk to you soon.
All right, thank you, Robert.
All right, Joe, I think that you are down in victory circle with our winner. Take it away, Joe.
All right, you are, Robert, down here with Derek Walker in the O2 machine. Derek, another dirt race. It seems like it's another of the same result. How did you keep that car fast and up front all night long?
Honestly, I'm not real sure. I made early contact with the wall in 3 and 4, and then again in 1 and 2. Luckily, I had my teammate up there racing with me, Nathan Davis, and we had a really close call. I think it was lap 7 down the backstretch where we made some contact. So we were really lucky to survive that and keep going.
Well, from where we were sitting up in the booth, it looks like the only driver out there that really had anything for you was the 36 car of Nathan Davis. We hate to see that happen, and he was trying to track you down. Him and Ryan Hill were really getting into it back there, and so it kind of gave you the opportunity to drive away, and you definitely capitalized on it. How are you able to do this week in and week out?
Like I say, it's qualifying is huge. If you can qualify towards the front, that's everything. So I put a lot of my focus to that. Tonight, Nathan was able to out-qualify me for the A main, and normally we're back and forth. It depends on what track we're at. So for us to be on the front row as teammates, that kind of helps because we can kind of work together a little bit and have a lot of give and take. So I think that helped us tonight. But Ryan A. Hill was right there with us too. He was super fast. There were a few times I thought he was going to get under me, and I think he did actually when we got together on lap 7. So I was just happy to be able to see them start battling and then give me a little bit of a gap.
Okay, well, we really enjoy watching you race. Before we let you go, is there anybody out there you want to give a thanks to tonight?
Yeah, just a big thank you to Twitch for coming on board. I have my own Twitch channel, Dirty Dude, DEWD, all the viewers on there that come in, the followers, they support me every week. My teammate Nathan Davis, awesome racing with him tonight at Wide Open Racing. Shout out to Ryan Hill for a great race. And then just to Robert for putting on this awesome league, and then you guys there at All Pro Broadcasting, you do such an amazing job. And shout out to my dad and sister.
Well, hey, get back in there with your crew and get back to the party. We're going to let you go. Again, your winner tonight here at Williams Grove Speedway, Derek Walker.
Thank you very much, Jeff.
Yes, sir, Derek. Have a great week. Talk to you soon.
You too, Robert.
All right, guys. Michelle, real quick, what are your takeaways from this race tonight? What impressed you the most?
Well, we had a lot of guys move up in the field, but Derek dominated it tonight. His times and his restarts were amazing.
Yeah, I tell you what, you can tell he spent a lot of time practicing on these dirt tracks in the dirt Sprint 360. It'll be really interesting to me. I'm sure the fans and everybody else involved with Domino's TYJ Racing, if Derek is going to be as fast when we go to the next mini-series here in about 4 weeks. Right now it's looking like it's going to be the Super Late model. That's a dirt car with fenders on it, a full body. It's going to be interesting to see if he's the same fast driver. Joe, what was your takeaway from the race?
It's always good side-by-side racing here at Williams Grove Speedway with these Domino's TYJ drivers. They really know how to keep the car sideways, keep them fast, even whenever the track conditions aren't as pleasurable as they wish they were. But another awesome performance here tonight by Derek Walker, Ryan Hill, Nathan Davis. Different places, same faces. So always a good thing to be up here in the booth with you guys, and I really enjoyed it. So thanks for having me up here, Robert.
Hey, thank you, Joe. And Tim, I wanted to give a special thanks to you and your wife, lovely wife, Michelle, for coming on board tonight. Tim, what are your takeaways from not only the broadcast, the race itself? Go ahead.
Derek Walker's smoking fast. I mean, that guy, just incredible. I mean, four wins, actually 5 wins now. 5 wins out of 6, or what do you have? 6 starts in the season. He's got 5 wins. I mean, that is unprecedented, not just in dirt racing. I think he's going to be moving up probably to the trucks or maybe even Xfinity or Class A here soon with times like that in dirt. Scott Sanderson, very impressive. Qualified 8th, coming in 4th. And Judge Danielson actually was impressive tonight. Got involved in a collision about midway through. Qualified 11th, but ended up finishing all the way up close to the top 5 and 6th.
Hey, I appreciate that, Tim. Like I said, thanks again for helping us out. Thanks, Joe. Also, fans, want to make sure you do remember you were watching the Domino's 2IJ Racing Renegade Dirt Series Summer Nationals, sponsored by Cross Continent Racing. They've come on board for the last 3 or 4 races here we've got to go. Also want to give a big shout out to All Pro Broadcasting. Fans, make sure you click the subscribe button. That way you get the notification for every race we put on, which is Wednesday night, Thursday night, and Sunday night here at 8:50 p.m. Eastern. Every time you get the chance to win a free large pizza. We do have a winner tonight. The winner that picked Derek to win tonight is Tina Everett. She is from Richmond, Virginia. Obviously, she's either looked at the results or seen some races and know that he's a favorite. She was the first person to pick him. 3 or 4 people picked him, but she picked him first. So she'll be getting that free large 3-topping Domino's pizza. So for Michael D'Amico, Tim and Michelle Rangers, Joe Johnson, this is Robert McFarland. Fans, thanks for being here. Make sure you tune in this coming Wednesday night, 8:50 p.m. And everybody have a great week. Talk to you soon.
This country called the USA, and we fly our flag because we're proud and free, we're Americans. Red, white, and blue is our way of life. We never back down from a challenge or a fight. Nature provides, God gives the rights, we're Americans. We make up America, this amazing America. We fish the waters and we hunt the lands. We forge the steel with our own 2 hands.
You're watching All Pro Broadcasting with Freedom Train.
Hey, this is Garrett Smithley, driver the number 0 JD Motorsports Chevrolet, and you're watching All Pro Broadcasting.